For the country that I chose for our cultural research discussion topic is Greece. And I chose Greece because it's one of the oldest countries, and I think just because of, how old it is and how ancient it is, we have so much info on it, and we can really see where the richness and the depth in their culture comes from. And Greece is located to the right of Italy, and it's right below Albania. Its capital is Athens, and it's located right on the Mediterranean Sea. And its government consists of a parliamentary republic, which we can kind of, if we look at it, that's kind of where Rome ended up getting its government from, or England, Britain, that's where they got their parliament from. And then we would, by association, taking it from Rome, we have ours from theirs. They every 5 years, the parliament will elect a president, and he'll be the head of state, while there's also a prime minister who's head of government, and they both work their separate duties. Now, Greece is it's a very high context culture. They focus a lot on body language and moving around when they're talking, and they're able to take a lot more out of a small conversation than we would be able to. And it's a very big deal, or like a very big part of culture over there. If one article I read described that, like, if you're talking to a Greek person, they might be making some body language, like showing that they're annoyed, like tapping their foot, stuff like that. And if you don't notice, they might get mad at you because, they're trying to tell you that they're annoyed, or they don't want to talk to you anymore, and you're just not picking up on it. Another thing is the masculine versus femininity. In Greece, it's about a 53 on that website. On Hofstede's website, it's rated at about a 53. And it's because it's very balanced, while they still focus on, the man should take pride in providing for his family and should be going to get a job. There should be a lot of, it's very masculine, but it's also, they're very emotional. And I feel like this could be even seen way back in ancient Greece with their writing, ancient Greek writing and ancient Greek philosophers. They wrote about, they were very emotional in their writing, and even in some of their theories, which I think it persists through even to modern day culture, which I think is very interesting how far back you can look and see where the culture was then and how it is now, how it's developed and strengthened and just grown as a culture. They also have a very, very high uncertainty avoidance. They do not like things that are new to them. And again, with ancient Greece, they have reason to explain why, I guess, in a sense. One example is the sword, or the blade of Damocles. It's like a little thing. It's in reference. It's like a blade that hangs above their head, and it's the uncertainty of if it'll fall. And I feel like that kind of shows. That's one of the things that show their uncertainty. They don't like new things. They have a set amount of laws and things, and they want everything to go in a certain way. Or Kronos, in the beginning of the universe, everything was chaos, and then Kronos got a time, brought order and balance. Order and balance, nothing new, nothing just appearing out of nowhere. They really like that sense of being in control and knowing what's happening. Along with that, Greece is a very collectivist culture. They think about it as the family as a unit that everyone must try and be a part of, and it's very important. If my uncle, I worked at a big job and I was looking for a job, he'd go out of his way to try and get me that job, because it's very family oriented, and the family, the unit, is more important than the individual, which I think is just very interesting to think about there. I think their culture as a whole is very rich and dynamic. Now, if I were to go there, I feel like I would experience a lot of culture shock, and I think my major thing would be talking to people, because when you talk to people in other countries' cultures, I went to Italy, it was very different. More than just the language barrier, mannerisms, how people act. And I think just with what I've read about their body language, how it's so important over there, I feel like it would be very different and very confusing. Along with that, I think I learned a lot through my research. Already before, I was able to appreciate Greek culture and Greece as a country, but I feel like I'm able to appreciate it a whole lot more now that I understand putting the pieces together, I guess, understanding before and how they are now and kind of what led to this. I think it's very interesting to see how the culture was then, how it is now, and how it differs from the US as a culture. And I think the differences are very interesting, and I think it would be a very cool country to visit one day.